All right, guys, what's going on? Welcome back to Top Line. It's your boy Chris and man. Let's talk about it. The Toronto Raptors are putting a lot into. They really believe Pascal's that guy now. There's a guy by Scotty Barnes that's pushing for that title and pushing for who team this is, right? But I want to talk about an article I found on Raptors. Shout out to Mike Luciano. Hope I'm saying your name right, brother. He said the article reads that the Toronto Raptors have entrusted large chunks of their success to All-Star forward Pascal. The hiring of assistant coach Rick Hines shows that the Raptors are not satisfied with what Pascal did last year. They want him to show he can get even better. Now, first and foremost, of course, right? Like you need to know he could do better. He could be better. And that just not saying he didn't have a great season last year. It's just, hey, if you're that guy. Like we all know Pascal Siakim is talking about being a top 5 player in this league, and that's gonna be that is gonna take some to come in there, right? It's gonna take a lot. I was also reading an article earlier where Rico Hines praises Pascal work ethic, right? Like when it comes to getting to the level that Pascal want to get to, you're gonna have to have some strong work ethic. Without a doubt, man, you're gonna have to have that strong work ethic. This article says that Rico Hines put Pascal at the top of the list, including Baron Davis, Monte Ellis, and KD when it comes to having the best work ethic he's been around. That's big. That work ethic, man. I believe you could do anything if you put the work in. It's just what it is. Pascal to me is like that guy, like that just. Some put him in the superstar category. Some have him the notch below. But I think this got to be the year where he end that conversation. After this year, you shouldn't have this conversation no more. He's a superstar. That's what the Raptors are expecting. That's why they go out and make sure they have a guy like Rico Hines, someone that can push him, someone that can bring the best out of him. See, sometimes it's about bringing the best out of a player, right? Someone else said that Pascal is a lot closer to a first-time All-NBA player than I anticipated before reading the story. Averaged 23, 8, and 5 on a 53-win pace team last season. After December 1st is pretty outstanding. If he gets even just a little bit better, you can kind of squint and see it. Pascal to me, man, is one of those guys that's like, hold on one second, guys. He's one of those guys that just literally, okay, what's going on here? All right. Sorry about that. There we go. All right. Y'all see I'm working with some things over here, man. Still fine tuning the studio, but we're gonna get how we supposed to. But yeah, Pascal to me is one of those guys, man, that him, Steady Freddy, like this is big years coming up for them, man. Preseason kicks off tomorrow. We will be live for that, so make sure you come through and check us out. We'll beat up at and I did touch on, if you haven't checked out, go check out the podcast. We did touch on the Raptors and Pascal wanting to be a top 5 player. Now, that's elite. That's elite desire. And first of all, let me say kudos to him for not being ashamed to say it. A lot of people scared to even say it. A lot of people scared to even say, man, I want to be a top 5 player. I want to be top 5. Like, you may think it. You may whisper it. A lot of people use the term, hey, I ain't going to say it. I'm just going to show you. And that way they can't be held accountable. Because you never said it, so nobody know you feel that way. So if you don't achieve it, it's okay. But when you come out and you say something like that, like, I want to be a top 5 player in this league, everybody looking for that. But you want to put that pressure on yourself. And again, you know me, I think everything started working. I was telling my son yesterday. He got a really good comment from his teacher. And I was just telling him, like, everything is about the work. Just do the work, man. Do the work. And don't shortchange it, because you're going to have to do the work regardless. You might as well go ahead and do your best. So, but for me, man, I think Pascal can achieve it, but it's gonna be hard because we're talking about Steph, you're talking about Giannis, you're talking about KD, you're talking about Joel, you're talking about Joker, you're talking about LeBron, you're talking about all these guys who are looked at as the top 10. If you want to get into that top 5, you might skipping some of those guys. I'm not saying you can't do it. I want you to do it. So go do it. But to me, one of the good signs of showing that is the work ethic. It's going to take an insane amount of work to get to that level consistently. Let me tell y'all something, man. It's easy to have a hard working day, right? Or, man, I went hard yesterday, man. Or, man, I went hard 2 days in a row. But the greats wake up and go hard every day. Every day. Every day. You know, you get up. And then I was watching something, and y'all know I love my little stories, so just ride with me a little bit. I was watching an interview from Kevin Hart. He said one of the hardest things for anyone to do is to get up, give 110, and don't get no results, and come back and do the same thing again tomorrow. That's one of the hardest things to do, because it's to literally drain yourself of all and everything that you have and get nothing to show immediately. That's hard to get up and say, I'm going to go do that again. I'm going to go do that again. And I'm going to go do that again. And incrementally, you'll start to get better, and then you start to take off. I'll give you an example with me personally that y'all can relate to. My podcast channel dropped a new podcast episode today. And, you know, that was, so we did a few episodes before. We deleted all of those. Now we on episode 7, but I haven't dropped a podcast in about 6-7 months. So I don't expect that channel to pop, because I ain't done the work. When I can come in and consistently sit here and record and drop and drop each and every time on a consistent basis and put the work in and put the work in and put the work in and put the work in, put the work in and put the work in, then I get the right to look at that channel, at my podcast channel, and go, now it's weird it's not moving, because I'm doing the work. But I can't drop a podcast. They be like, oh man, it's supposed to be the hottest thing. It's supposed to be the best thing since sliced bread. That's not how it works. And I'm saying all this to relate right back to Siakim. Siakim going to have to do that work every day. And I'm not saying he's not, because his coach is already raving about his work ethic. But to do it every day at an insane level to get to what some of these guys probably don't put the work in like that. But your work ethic can be based off of no one else. And if the work ethic is there, at the end of the day, whether he cracked the top 5 or not, he can lay his head down, and he can say at the end of the night when he lay his head down and go to sleep, he can say, I gave it my all today. So that's a challenge. I think we all should try that. We all should take that challenge. We all should say, when we lay down our heads at night, that we gave it every ounce, everything we got. We didn't take a shortcut. We bust our hump. No, we didn't check Instagram 32 times today. No, we didn't check Facebook. We don't know who got thrown off of an island, who's on The Bachelor, who's what happened with Love or Hip Hop. We have to lock in, and it's time to lock in, man. And Pascal, I feel you on that. If we want to be the best, we gotta have people saying stuff like, yo, that boy do a lot. Yo, she do a lot. She killing it. We gotta have people saying that. We got that. That's the only way to get to these goals we trying to achieve, man. I love it. Pascal, continue to work, crack that top 5, because if he cracking the top 5, it's top 5 players in the league. Raptors getting some chips, man. So anyway, man. Thank you guys so much for watching. Make sure to hit that like button, that subscribe button, and hit that. And go check out the podcast too, man. Hey, you know I get a little uncut over there, so go check that out, man. You get to see a little bit raw version of me, man. So check that out. But with that being said, guys, please like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Till next time, man. You guys be great.